Step one on a multiple text question is to read the prompt. And here, the prompt is asking us to look for a difference in how text one and text two view this person's works. Step two is to go ahead and read each one. The big thing for you to notice here is that we don't focus on every single word. We trust that our visual mind is going to actually see every word and that our unconscious mind is going to tell us which words are more important, namely, that we're going to focus on what's going on and avoid little details that we can swing back later to get. Summarizing text one, we're talking about scholars who've analyzed this writer's works. And the statement in text one is that the body of work should be understood in terms of a chronology that clearly falls into three periods. And then it goes on to describe those three periods. Summarizing text two, we're seeing it to be really critical of organizing the writer's works because it says it's tempting to impose a linear sense of order on the body of work. It says that the critics who have fit it into three phases overlook commonalities that span all the phases. In addition, it says that this view is discounting differences in the styles and contexts of plays that were written at the same time. So step three is to go ahead and answer in our own words. What are the differences between the texts? Text one says that the works were organized into three neat time periods, and text two says that that's way too simplistic. Step four here is going to be to go through the different answer choices. Sorry for the delay there. Answer choice A seems to be saying what we said in our own words. That while seeing the works in phases is useful, it's actually not so simple. Answer choice B says that while text one Step one on a multiple text question is to read the prompt, which is this part right here, and it's asking us for a difference in how the two authors view the person's works. So since they're asking us to understand the two texts, then our second step is to go ahead and read the text and summarize them in our own words. Text one says that scholars are analyzing her works and that it's best to understand them as falling into three periods, one for each thematic and stylistic cohesion, whatever that means. Now, looking at text two, the message here is that while it's tempting to see the works as progressing linearly, in other words, in those neat stages that text one talked about, that's overlooking commonalities in the works that separate those three periods, and also overlooking differences within each period. So, in other words, it's much more complicated than what text one said. Step three is to just go ahead and make that comparison that they're asking for us, that they're asking us for in our own words. And the comparison is that while text one says that the works fit into three neat categories, three neat time periods, text two says that that's way too simplistic. And now let's look at the answer choices. Answer choice A says that text one says that the work should be divided into phases, and text two says that that's limiting. And that seems to agree with what we said in our own words. Answer choice B says that although text one says that the style has evolved over time, text two says that it remained consistent. That's wrong because text two didn't say it remained consistent. It just said that the differences were too complex to be able to neatly divide into phases like that. Answer choice C claims that text one says the writing is stronger, but the poetry is stronger according to text two. And this is just not at all close to what we said in our own words. And answer choice D says that according to text one, the early plays were more political, but text two says that the more recent ones are more political. And we didn't see anything about politics here, so we can easily get rid of that. So the answer here is going to be answer choice A, which matched what we said in our own words.